Ricky Thornton Jr. was able to steal one from Garrett Alberson in the Cowboy Classic, one of the preliminary races for the Show Me 100 at Lucas Oil Speedway for the Lucas Oil Late Model Dirt Series. Before we get to this, I'd like to ask you, please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss any of our future videos here at John Trent Racing. There was some drama before the race even started. Jonathan Davenport, JD, had to go to a backup car, started at the rear of the field. Mike Marlar would also have to start at the rear of the field after it was determined that he had the wrong tire on. He obviously would get that fixed, and both of those drivers would start at the rear of the field. The race would then go green. Garrett Alberson, who set fastest lap in qualifying, won his heat race, started on the front row, but would not lead the first couple laps. That would go to Chris Simpson here in the number 32. He would lead the first 7 or so laps, and then Garrett Alberson, who had been stalking him for many of those laps, decided to make his move and dived to the inside of him here. Let's take a look at this right here. You can see he gets to the inside of Simpson, who takes that outside groove there. Albertson unable to complete the pass, but he would go again here in turns 1 and 2 and complete the pass right there, coming out of turn 2 and down into the backstretch. And he would lead for the rest of the race until a caution would come out with 3 laps to go. Ricky Thornton Jr. had been moving his way up the field after, I think, starting in around 5th or 6th position. He would work his way around Spencer Hughes, and then he would work his way here on Chris Simpson to take over the 3rd spot, past Spencer Hughes for that 4th spot. He uses this number 21 lap car as a pick. Let's take a look here. Ricky Thornton Jr. stays on the bottom. The lap car moves up top. Simpson really doesn't have anywhere to go, has to dive to the bottom, and allows Ricky to get around him. And then Ricky would start tracking down Chris Simpson's, I believe it's his brother, Chad Simpson. And we would have an interesting... After working his way around Chris Simpson, Ricky Thornton Jr. would then track down, I believe it's his brother, Chad Simpson, who was running in 2nd at the time. And we would actually have a really good race here for 2nd. You can see Chad Simpson is up there at the top, Ricky Thornton Jr. on the bottom, Chris Simpson right behind him, and then Spencer Hughes is right out of your picture. Obviously, Earl Pearson Jr., and I think that's Kriegler in the number 12 car there. Lots of lap traffic that they were getting involved in, having to navigate their way through that. And some really exciting racing here. Simpson gets a really good run on the outside, trying to reclaim that 2nd spot. His brother on the bottom. And then Ricky Thornton Jr. kind of drifts up, makes some contact there with Chad Simpson. Right rear quarter panel to left front fender. Just a little bit of racing there. I don't think there's anything really to it. But as we'll see here, Simpson coming out of turn 4, going into turns 1 and 2. He would jump the cushion. You see right here, jumps the cushion, spins out, brings out the caution with 3 laps to go. He would then show a little bit of displeasure to Ricky Thornton Jr. Watch him right here. He drives down the track. He's waiting for him, and then stops right in front of Ricky Thornton. Ricky has to make evasive action. I think that's his glove right there. He's giving a little bit of a hand gesture to Ricky Thornton Jr., probably shouting at him too, but unable to hear exactly what he was saying. But Ricky Thornton is able to drive away. Yeah, he definitely was giving a hand gesture there. You can see the glove, kind of black glove over the white helmet. So he gave that little hand gesture to him. But as they got going, Ricky Thornton Jr. would make the moves on Garrett Alberson. Garrett Alberson actually had a really good fire off. Looked like he might be able to run away with it, but Ricky Thornton Jr. was able to track him down very quickly. Alberson having trouble in the corners, drifting up here. You can already see he's kind of a groove up off of where Ricky Thornton and Chris Simpson are. Obviously, Devin Moran running on the top. I think he started back in 5th, and he was making really good hay up on the top. I think maybe if there were a couple more laps, he might have been able to give Ricky Thornton Jr. a run for his money. He was really coming on strong there towards the end of the race. But Obviously, Alberson's still in the lead here, but he's giving up that inside that Ricky Thornton Jr. is just able to make it stick. Looks like he's going to be able to get him right there, but Ricky Thornton Jr. is just able to hug that corner a little bit better than Albertson and just dives to the inside of him right there and makes the pass. There's a little bit of contact between them there, but that's just racing. And Ricky Thornton Jr. takes the lead, and there would be one lap to go, and he would lead that lap and win the race. Albertson would come home in second. Moran would have a great race for third with Chris Simpson. He would end up beating him right at the line. Photo finish there for third place. Devin Moran ending up finishing in third. Simpson in fourth, and I believe Spencer Hughes finished in fifth. I was looking at my race pass. The timing and scoring went down, and it does not look like they have shared the official results. So I'm not sure exactly where anyone else finished. I know Jonathan Davenport, they said, was in 10th at the restart with 3 to go. It's unclear if he went backwards or if he went forwards. Like I said, he did start at the rear of the field, so he made a lot of ground up, moving up at least, I think, around 14 spots if he stayed in 10th. Lucas Oil has not posted a results either on their X page. Let's refresh it here just to see if they've updated it. They still have not. We just have the feature lineup. We do not have official results yet. So hopefully they'll post that soon so we can see that. But that is your top 5. As for the race, I thought it was a solid, good race. Obviously, getting to see Alberson lead much of it was fun to see. You're rooting for the guy. You're rooting for him to get his first win. You want him to get that first win. Unfortunate that it did not stay green. Otherwise, I think he would have gotten the win. But Ricky Thornton Jr. does Ricky Thornton Jr. things. He's there at the end, and he makes the move, and he claims the checkered flag. So big excitement there. Basically, I wouldn't call that a last lap pass, but pass with 2 laps to go to get the win. A really close race there for third. And that's, I guess, my biggest criticism is that we only really got to see Alberson racing against the Simpson brothers there, and then RTJ working his way through the field. We didn't really get to see anything about what was happening really behind them, and I would have liked to seen a little bit more of that. Obviously, Moran worked his way through the field. Jonathan Davenport was working his way through the field. I would have liked to seen maybe a little bit about what they were doing, maybe double boxing a little bit more on that so we could actually see what was going on there and get a little bit more of the race, because clearly they were moving forward. I believe they started a little bit deeper in the field. If we look at the starting lineup here, we can see that obviously Davenport starting at the very tail end of the field. He would be joined there, like I said earlier, by Mike Marlar. But you can see Moran here started on the 6th row, so he started in like 12th or at least 11th, and had to work his way up through the field there, finishing in 3rd by the end. So it would have been nice to see what was happening with him. And I'm sure there was some racing happening further back in the field that we just didn't get to see, so it's hard to really rate that. But for the most part, it was a pretty solid race, decent racing. I like the track. I think the track has a lot of promise. Obviously, it felt like it kind of grooved up there at the end, mainly everyone going to the inside, although people were able to work around a little bit still. Obviously, you saw Moran making really good hay on the outside, Ricky Thornton on the bottom. But I think it shows a lot of promise for what we're going to see tomorrow and on Saturday for the Show Me 100. So I'm really excited for that. But I think it was a pretty solid race. Unfortunate for Garrett Alberson, definitely heartbreaking. But you gotta be able to beat the best. And Ricky Thornton Jr. is the best right now, and he was able to make the move and get the win. But let me know what you guys make of this race. Let me know in the comments below.